Welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you. Thanks for checking out the channel. Appreciate you guys. If you guys could subscribe, that'd be great. If you guys are just stopping by, fantastic. Also, if you like this content, you got the Tobin and Leroy show weekdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You guys can watch that on the WQAM YouTube page and Twitch, Miami 560 WQAM. So let me just, I'm going to put this flat out. You can already smell the bullshit is getting ready to come forth here with this Team USA thing. I can smell it a mile away. The Miami Heat screw job is upon us, and it's because of poor little Jayson Tatum got a DNP coach's decision, and because Steve Kerr doesn't know to give a guy some pity minutes in a 20-point blowout, they're gonna start pointing the finger at whose minutes they could take away. And you already heard this today. Brian Windhorst went on the Pat McAfee show on ESPN, and who's the name? That old windbag, who that he had to flap his gums, and who did he say that he was going to take minutes away from? Bam Adebayo. And I mean, you could smell it a mile away. This bullshit is already going to be happening. The Miami Heat screw job is here, ladies and gentlemen. The NBA and their precious Boston Celtics, all of a sudden, all we talked about this entire time, wow, Jayson Tatum's on this roster. Maybe they should have Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown was the one to carry him. They bring Derek White out into the fold. Derek White, who was the last guy who they brought onto this roster. They're not playing Tyrese Halliburton, who's an all-star in the face of the Indiana Pacers. They're playing Derek White. But all of a sudden, you start hearing who's the name that's getting kicked around by the national media. Bam. And I got to tell you, very unbecoming, but I'm not going to be surprised when this happens, because once this thing is thrown into the ether, they're going to go right to Spo, and they're going to go to Bam, and they're going to be like, hey, Miami Heat culture, do the unselfish thing so we can get precious Jayson Tatum his little minutes, and he can go out there and do things. Can we just say something here for a second? All right, the most obvious thing in the world. First of all, if they really stand by this Team USA, that they're a true team and that they wanted to put together a true team, why are we concerned about something like this? We watched a game here against Serbia where Kevin Durant, who took the minutes of Jayson Tatum, and that was the plan that Steve Kerr put forth, Kevin Durant comes out, he has this incredible game, and yet the story afterwards, of course, because the O'Keefes and the O'Malleys have to have outrage. It's not enough that the Boston Celtics have 3 members on Team USA. And it's not enough that Drew Holiday's playing excellent and that Derek White has come in and they're giving him minutes. It's not enough because poor little Jayson Tatum's feelings have to be fortified because they're embarrassing him, apparently, by being in a 20-point blowout, and he's not out there playing, and he can't take the memes, he can't take the jokes, because he's wearing Kobe's number. And heaven help us if poor Jayson Tatum and the O'Keefes and the O'Malleys are offended and their precious little baby does not get the minutes that he warrants being a Boston Celtics champion, as if they don't already have a third of the team and a third of the roster spots and have had all the drama surrounding this entire Team USA. All we have heard about this entire time has been nonstop Boston Celtics drama. Holy hell. Do you want to know something, dude? I got to tell you something right now. If the Winter Olympics were going on and the Florida Panthers were not getting the proper play and Sergei Bobrovsky was not playing for Team Russia because he was getting the summer, that would be good. Go enjoy your summer. Who cares? Come back. And instead, all this has been drama with this Celtics team nonstop because one guy didn't get a roster spot. Now one guy's not getting enough playing time. And this is unbecoming of one of our faces of the league. When it was proven with ratings, with buzz, with the fact that he didn't even win the finals MVP, this guy, he's very, very good. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say Jayson Tatum's not very good, but he's not quite God's gift to basketball like they tried to prop him up to be. And so Steve Kerr, Eric Spoelstra, Ty Lue, they have this game fortified. They have said, we're going to try and make this like a basketball team. Jayson Tatum, he is an A1 option for his team on a floor at the time that has Anthony Edwards, that has Anthony Davis, that has Kevin Durant, And are you going to have Jayson Tatum to what? Jayson Tatum is going to be out there to what? Not take shots? So you also have a power forward who's the best defender on the team in Bam Adebayo. And then you have a gritty, get after it, defensive point guard who can hit a three every now and then, and Derek White. Two guys who I can admit, as a Heat fan, I know Bam Adebayo is not going to be one of the leading scorers on this team. I know that Bam Adebayo is not going to be taking the most shots on this team. He probably shouldn't when you have this much firepower around him. So why, in God's name, just to save his feelings, do we have to kowtow to this national Boston NBA media to get Jayson Tatum some run? And the first guy on one of the big shows on ESPN that they mentioned to sit down is Bam. That's ridiculous. And first of all, not only is it ridiculous that he's the name that's kicked out there, right? But if we're gonna bench somebody, if we're really gonna have a talk about who the least effective player has been on this Team USA, go sit Joel Embiid's ass. Like the answer's staring at you right in the face of who does not deserve minutes and who does not deserve to be out there and who has not been the most effective. Bam Adebayo is what, third in plus minus on this team? He played in the 20s of total minutes yesterday. Joel Embiid can't stay out of foul trouble, can't score. Anthony Davis got into foul trouble. Who do they go to? Bam Adebayo, who's out there doing what he does as one of the best defenders in this league. But here's exactly what's going to happen. What is the thing that's going to get the people least outraged? What's going to have most people the least amount? What's going to have the least amount of fans mad at us? Well, we can't have Joel Embiid not play because we made there was this whole international incident of turn in your passport, don't play for France. Please come play for us, Joel, please. So you don't have that. He's not going to get benched. And then the Celtics thing has already been a head case because you don't even have one of the guys here. Grant Hill is in a public dispute with Jaylen Brown. So you know that they're going to try and temper some of the hostility that's there. Who are they going to go to? They're going to go to Eric Spoelstra. They're going to say, Spo, we're going to sit Bam here because, Jayson needs to get his minutes. I could see it coming a mile away. I'm going to be furious about it because Bam has been playing his ass off. He's been defending his ass off. He's getting his teammates involved. He is playing fantastic. There's no reason not to play him. Will it have any impact if you take out Bam and you put in Jayson Tatum? Will the team suffer and lose? I don't know. They'll probably still win. It's the most loaded team by a mile away in these Olympic Games. But just the fact that there has to be this pandering and this just meaningless, like, oh, now all of a sudden everybody feels bad for Jayson Tatum. Everybody's mad at Steve Kerr. Stephen A. Smith is saying that it's complete bullshit. And you have Kendrick Perkins coming out saying, oh, they're embarrassing Jayson Tatum. It's an embarrassment for him to be on this road. Damian Lillard was not playing for Team USA when they last won gold. Some good players don't play. That happens sometimes. Why? Because the Ring is going to come out and podcast about it. Like, it's the same thing that happened when Marcus Smart went out there and won Defensive Player of the Year. They have a narrative that goes out there, and then all of a sudden, all the O'Keefes and the O'Malleys gather around like Voltron. They come together, and they nuke somebody else so their Boston propaganda can get lifted up, and the same bullshit is going to happen here with Tatum, and I guarantee that, yes, Bam is going to be the guy that suffers because why does that get thrown out there? Why does Windy put that even in the ether? Because that's the easy escape route. The easy escape route is we have his coach on the roster. Now, if I'm Bam and Spo loves to allow this to happen, I'm telling you something right now, dude. Bam, you need to go out there, all right? Because you got D-Wade out there. You got some Heat culture muscle, and Spo will bow to D-Wade. Not many guys that he would do it to, but you better cut this off in the past, and you better go to Spo, and you better say, hey, you do not allow this to happen. All right, none of this crap that was out there. All right, you already had them steal my Defensive Player of the Year. You had them steal Damian Lillard from us. All right, you allowed this Boston NBA national media mafia to come through with their claws out to get their poor little Jayson Tatum some more minutes. And if it comes at the expense of Bam Adebayo, Spo, you better raise hell. I'm telling you right now, dude. Spo, if you allow Steve Kerr, like a sniveling weasel, to allow this to happen, I can't be held responsible for how I'm going to feel. That he needs to get token minutes against South Sudan to soothe his poor little ego, and you're going to take it out of the expense of a guy who's been playing his ass off. The metrics say it. The eyeballs say it. Every time this guy's out on the court, you guys play better. It's obvious to everybody. If he's the guy that suffers because of this, because you guys think it's going to shake, it's gonna rattle the fewest amount of cages, that it's gonna ruffle the fewest amount of feathers, you're dead ass wrong. And I hope that Bam Adebayo, D Wade, Pat Riley, Mickey Arison, everybody gets on Spo's ass and makes sure that this crime does not happen for the sake of Jayson Tatum's feelings.